What's going on, awesome people? I wanted to bring you another quicker episode touching on something that has been an interesting topic for myself and something that I've had to personally learn how to get better at. And that is finding the right people to hire. Whether it's your first ever hire or your 50th hire, it seems like it's always a process to find the right fit. I feel like thankfully I've learned a few things along the way that may resonate with you guys. So without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, guys. So like I said, this episode isn't going to be crazy long. Just a couple quick pointers I wanted to go over about hiring the right people. The first big one for me, obviously, is how do you find that right person? And what is most important about that person to you? And you really have to define those things when you're looking to hire someone. So for me, I really want to find people that have similar passions for what I'm doing in business, what they're going to be doing, those types of things. So for me, I'm typically hiring tour guides to give, eco tours. And so I want to find the people that are passionate about being outside, conservation, talking to people, customer service. Those types of things are super important to me. And if I can tell that they're just passionate about these things and, based on their resume or a phone call that I have with them, it will put them ahead of the pack because I want to make sure while they're out there, they're doing something they love. They don't feel like it's a job and they're very passionate about it. If they're not passionate, what's going to happen is they may come across to guests or, if it's a different industry, to potential customers as not being authentic or not being genuine. So you really got to make sure that the people that you're looking for are passionate about whatever it is that you're hiring them for. It sounds pretty obvious, but you really got to just kind of dig into that fact and make sure that it's something they're going to be passionate about. And once you find that person is going to very quickly succeed at what they do because they're going to be so passionate about it. So that's really the first main point. The next one is you really got to hire when you know the help will allow you to grow more than doing it yourself. So this was, a tough one for me. Like when the company was getting busy and we were going viral, I knew that I needed to hire someone because I knew that we would be able to grow the company more if I took a step back from tours than if I was just out on the water every day doing tours. And there's so much administrative stuff that needed to be done. And, I'd get phone calls while I was out on the water and potentially miss, a future customer because of it. And so you got to really hire that first person when you know that hiring them will help the company grow or the business grow or whatever it is. And you kind of have to look at this like an investment. Your employees are investments of yours and you're investing in them because long term, these people are going to be what makes your business grow. And so, you got to understand that it is going to take away from some of the profits or the income just because you obviously are having to pay them. But the hope is that they're going to make you more than what you're paying them, or they're going to help facilitate that. And so that's why it's very important to hire the right people because they are investments of yours and an investment of the company. And so for those of you that may be hiring your first person or, first couple people, it's tough to really know where to look. And you're first going to probably look at your friends group and people that are close to you to give you recommendations. And this is great. But I do want to point out that working with friends can be difficult. And don't always think that it's going to be, this great, awesome experience for you or for them. And you guys just have to both know that going into it whenever you hire that first person, especially if they're a friend of yours. Like you guys need to have a very, very open line of communication or else it might not work and that could potentially ruin a friendship. And so, I've been fortunate enough to hire friends and have it work out and hire friends and not have it work out. And so you've got to just know who fits. And that's something that I've learned along the way is that communication is really going to be the biggest thing here. And I know personally I've fallen short on some of the communications with friends in that process. And I think that's what's made those business relationships fall a little short, is more so my communication. But I really think that having the open line of communication between you and that person will help negate any of that tension that could be there. And you really want to make sure that you're not just hiring them because they're a friend, but they also have to be very passionate about it. And ultimately, you want to hire someone that's better than you at what you're hiring them for. So like if you hire someone kind of knowing that, yeah, this person's good, but they're not better than me at it, then that could be tough. And it might be something that you can train them on, which is great. But there's certain intangible things that you can't really train people, and you've got to know those things about that person when you're hiring them. And you also have to have a lot of self-awareness, because you need to understand what you're not good at and what you need help with. So you got to find those people that help kind of fill in the blanks for you, and people that can get you to a whole nother level because they're very specialized at what they do. And so for me, I had to hire like a PR person, shout out to Sarah, to help us reach out to like national sponsorships and branding opportunities and TV things and all these different things, because I'm good at them, but she's great at them. And so you got to find those people that are going to stand out and make what it is that you're doing even better. Ultimately, no one is going to love your company or what you're doing more than you if you're the one that created it. And so you've got to find the people that align with your values and show that they care for it. There's going to be people that you come across that are very, very close to loving it as much as you and, being very passionate about it. Those are the types of people that you want to surround yourself with. You can't find people that are just indifferent about the company. They're going to be indifferent about the work they're doing, and it's going to show, and it's going to, make those interactions seem not authentic, and that's what's going to be difficult. So you got to find those people that are very passionate about your company and what you're doing. The biggest things I've looked for is that passion, being compassion, having great communication, and also having the willingness to learn, grow, and work. And you also have to be willing to learn, grow, and work alongside them and be able to teach them things along the way, give them constructive criticism, and be able to help them when they get at a roadblock. And so, I wanted to go into this just to give you guys some quick tidbits about what I'm looking for when I'm hiring people, kind of when to figure out how to hire that first person. You know that you're going to need it when it's going to help you grow more than doing it yourself will. And then just, overall, knowing your self-awareness, knowing what you're good at, knowing what you're bad at, and knowing where you need some help with. And once you figure out all those things, I think you'll really know when it's time to hire and who to hire. And again, I can't stress it enough. Make sure you look for people that are better than you at what you're hiring them for. And sometimes that's a tough pill to swallow, to be like, wow, this person is better than me at this. But that should also excite you and make you want to hire them. So don't be afraid to hire that first person. Consider it a business investment. I promise you, it will be awesome if you hire the right person. They're out there. Just keep looking. Ask friends, ask family, post on Indeed, post anywhere online that you can accept resumes for whatever it is. And go through that process, and you'll continually refine what it is that you're looking for the role that you're looking for. But yeah, that's ultimately it. Again, I just wanted to come on here quickly, talk about hiring the right people. I know it's been something big in my life, something I've been successful at, something I've also struggled with. So hopefully these little tidbits will help you guys hire the right person. As usual, it's been a pleasure. Make sure to follow me on all of my socials at @J_Buzzi, Buzzi. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Building a Buzz podcast. I'm your host, Justin Buzzi. Peace.